hadn't played for over 25 years. When I was playing in my early 20s, quite a bit, I did not know a lot of the things that Kurt has taught me. So there's upper register aspects of this that I am absolutely a school child learning how to do it. So I am definitely what I would call a work in progress. I'm getting there, but I'm not there yet. But I have really enjoyed it. Kurt is a terrific teacher, and I really encourage you to pony up and make the commitment to get better.
Comeback players. These are people who've been off the horn typically for longer than 10 years, or you could be maybe 2 years. But the typical people that come in that are comeback players have been off the horn for 10 years. And if you look at some of my comeback player reviews, as much as 50 years. Can you imagine that? 50 years of not touching this guy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Gerald Dowling. I just recently finished the upper register course with Kurt Thompson. I haven't played my horn in 50 years. Enjoy making music. I would highly recommend Kurt. If you are younger, at any level, whether you be in school, whether you're at the university, whether or not you're professional, or you, like me, just enjoy music, give Kurt a try. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
So I also offer a free consultation over the phone or Skype. So that means no matter where you live in the world, you could kind of pick my brain about this course. So the consultation is about that, about the logistics, when we do it, how long the lessons are, how you send in your tuition, when to get started, when to get in the schedule, all those kinds of things, and what you can expect to get out of investing that kind of tuition in yourself for the next 4 months. If you're serious and you're about ready to take that step to really change your playing, it's a life-changing moment really after these 4 months, it really is. And just to have range and endurance and sound and just not be stressed out when you go to rehearsals, I mean, it just is just well worth it, folks. It really is. Just to have that off your head and just to be able to enjoy having fun with this instrument. I'm Kurt Thompson, and I'll see you, my friend, in the next one.
And if you're a trumpet player who'd like to get back in gear, you could do nothing better than taking Kurt's comeback player course. So I really recommend that you check it out and take lessons with Kurt. He's a terrific guy. He's a great teacher. He really cares about his students. And what more could you ask for in a teacher? So Dave Aronson signing off, and thanks again for everything, Kurt.
Kurt's program has given me the ability to do that. He's helped me improve my playing, but even more importantly, he's helped me improve my enjoyment in playing, because I'm not focusing so hard on whether or not I can play a note. Now I'm looking more at how do I play that note. So again, do I highly recommend Kurt's upper register program? You bet I do. Thank you, Kurt, for what you've done for my playing ability and my playing enjoyment. And folks, I want to thank you a lot for watching. Now be well.
I'm a comeback player, and I just completed Kurt Thompson's 16-week upper register and endurance course, and it was really great. But actually I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about Kurt and his brand new course, the Ultra Comeback Player course. I think it would be perfect for any comeback player, regardless of their goal. In my case, I'd like to be playing back in a rock group, Latin group, or a jazz band, but a player who's just interested in playing for their own enjoyment, wants to make progress, or they want to join a community orchestra. I think it's the perfect structure to get you back into it in the right way and start feeling confident about yourself and enjoying the whole process. So I highly recommend you give Kurt a call, check out the course, and good luck to you getting back into playing again.
D. E. F. G. A. Two left. B. Yeah, we'll do one more. And C. Folks,
Oh yeah.
the
Triple
squeak of
C,
today
baby.
is the big screaming note of tomorrow. You got to get that in your noggin. I wasn't even planning on making this video, but it occurred to me last week I had a student, pretty much high school age. I'm not going to say too much because he's one of the subscribers here. He was frustrated, dejected, depressed because we've been doing a lot of different things, and he said, well, I still can't knock out the double G, and the E and F are weak. We're talking about right above high C. And I said, well, let's hear what you got. And he could play the high C okay. No problem. You can play the D. No problem. But when he went to the E, it was real squirrely. The F wasn't coming out. Nothing really there. And then the G, double G was just really nothing. So I stopped him there and I said, okay, you're frustrated because you can't get a ball busting Birdland, Maynard Ferguson, double G. Yeah, that's right. I'm frustrated. I said, well, okay, don't blow a lot of air through the horn. Let's just hear you just squeak. Hit that note out. Squeak. Don't hardly put any air through the horn. Just squeak. Squeak it out. He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. If I'd had a loaded, dirty, hairy 44 Magnum, cocked it back and said, squeak that double G out or this gun is going to blow you to smithereens, we'd be having a funeral right now. He could not squeak it out. And that brought me back to my roots. And I don't know if you've heard this saying, but the squeak of today is the note of tomorrow.
The squeak of today is the note of tomorrow. The squeak of today is the note of tomorrow.
Okay, maybe you've heard that before. Now, what if you can't squeak? You must be a squeaker before you can be a screamer. So, are you hooked on trumpet screaming and screaming high notes? You love it? Yeah, I like it myself. Well, if you are and you want to be able to do that, but you can't squeak out the note that you want to get, doorbells and bells and whistles should be going off in your head saying, wait a minute, let me work on just getting a couple squeaks to happen first, and then we have a very tiny but small foundation to work on. So that is what this video was all about. It's kind of a trumpet lesson, isn't it? And tutorial. Go up like I did in octaves and see how high you can get, but don't worry about putting power beat. That's a different practice session. That's a different technique. That's Claude Gordon or whatever you're doing. This is not that. You're just going up as squeaky as you can. How high can you go in squeaks? You got to figure that out first before you get depressed and mad at yourself that you don't have ball busting, paint peeling,
hair-splitting double G's. I mean, find out where your squeaks are, and then we have something to build on. So I'll leave you with my triple C squeak that you heard at the beginning. Gotta squeak it before you can scream it. Boom, Kurt Thompson. Like this video, subscribe, and watch a lot more. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye. Fast. Whew, fast. Hey, this is a trumpet lesson video on how to expand your range and flexibility with some good old-fashioned lip slurs. In this particular trumpet tutorial, these are often overlooked lip slurs, 3 lip slurs that are overlooked, and I would actually call these a stealth technique. Now, why am I coming up with this? Well, I have taught now in 2018 over, just barely, but over 1,500 private individual students. That's individual different students over the years. One common theme that I noticed, even amongst those who could play high C, high D, high E, and then others, of course, that had difficulty playing those notes, all these players had trouble with 3 lip slurs on the horn, from D to F, E flat to G flat, otherwise known as D sharp to F sharp, and E to G. We're not talking about the super duper high ones. We're talking about right near the top of the staff. You might want to use this to check yourself. If you have problems with those lip slurs that I just mentioned, you really need to watch the rest of this tutorial. In fact, I want you to play along with me. Use the metronome. The metronome is very critical because it will show you if you are increasing your speed or not. And of course, we do want to increase our speed cleanly. So now enjoy working along and expanding your range and flexibility. All right, here we go. This is going to be the sheet starting on D to F. So the whole thing, all the exercises here will be in first valve. And I have the trusty metronome set to 120. The quarter note equals 120. Now, in your own practice, you can do the repeats as many times as you feel like. For right now, we're not going to adhere to the repeats just for time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And you can go back and repeat this on your own if you like. Now those were half notes, then quarter notes. Now we're into 8th notes. Second line. 1, 2, 3. And again, you can go back and repeat that as many times as you wish. Now those were all slurs. The first line, the second line. Now you'll notice that there's no articulation delineation on the third line. They're all 16th notes with a big arc over all of it. And that is going to be our lips trill section. So it's not interrupted by any kind of articulation. And it's that ah-ee movement back and forth. 1, 2, 3. Or you could go back and you don't really have to tongue on the second measure. So Let me just do several of them in a row. 1, 2, 3.